Hey, how's everybody doing?
Oh, good.
It's the perfect Aiel threefold Thursday, and I'm here with Amis and our wonderful friends Tigraine and Karakali. How are we both doing?
Good.
Yeah, excited. I mean, it's so funny. I feel like today I woke up with not thinking anything exciting was going to happen, and then I opened Twitter.
I know, right? And Tigraine, what was it you said in as we were getting ready in pre-show? You're like a sleeper agent or something?
Yeah, I said that I feel like I was a sleeper agent that just got activated with my code phrase. As soon as that poster dropped, I was like, I'm alive again. Like, here I am, I'm ready.
Yeah, this is mad. What's happened today? Dusty Bill already did an impromptu live stream, and yeah, we're gonna have fun and talk Aiel because this poster got dropped. This was dropped on Twitter and Instagram initially, wasn't it? Am I right there?
Mhm.
Yeah.
I think
So
so.
this poster here got dropped. Which here we go. I always forget which way I got to go, and then we can all be seen. Yeah, which shows. Now there was initial debate. I love this until someone looked at the alt text. But everyone thought, is this Rand and they Avienda or is this Moraine? And everyone was just like debating back and forth. Obviously, it is Moraine. But did anyone think it's definitely Avienda initially?
I did for sure. Yeah.
She's got dreads, man. I totally thought it was her. But
Carly, what
no.
did you think?
Oh, for sure. I mean, at first I was like, well, who is it? Right. But the hair initially, I was like, that doesn't look like Moraine hair. And then the alt text confirmed. I mean, shout out to the alt text crew.
Yeah,
but like,
absolutely.
yeah, and then I was like, well, if that is Moraine, she's not looking too hot either. So there's got to be a reason for that, I'm sure. But yeah, the hair initially was a little bit of a confusion point for a lot of people, I think.
Yeah,
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Rob.
I was gonna. Initially, I was confused about the hair, but then I saw the boots. I was like, I don't see Avienda wearing those boots. They look like Maureen boots. And I feel very inky for saying that. So,
Well, I was thinking if they really do spend like 7 days. I mean, Rand spent. Spoilers, by the way. Should we put the spoiler banner up?
yeah, why not?
We're
We'll do
full
that.
spoilers.
Nope, that's what a holiday that just finished. Go back to Threefold Talk, Rob.
Okay.
Which was insane, but we'll talk about that at some point. But
You guys will have to correct me because I can never remember. Rand spent 7 days in there. Does Moraine spend that long in there in the books?
I mean, Moraine goes just before him, so I would assume
Does
she
she come out at
spends.
the same time? I can never remember. But anyway, so
Testing my
she's been in there for 7 days. My point is that she didn't brush her hair and she got dressed in 7 days. So she's got that in there.
It's very possible. I feel like I need to. I'm thinking of polls we could put in. There's so many we can immediately do straight away. I think I need to ask how many people thought it was Avienda to start with. But yeah, this is such a cool poster. What's been your favorite thing about it so far, Carly and Tigraine? What's your of this poster dropping? What's been your favorite moment that you've seen people talk about or have posted, and you've just been like, oh my god, I need to, just this just was the highlight of all the comments I've seen from it so far.
I think for me it was let's count the number of spears, and then maybe that tells us what the premiere date is. Like I saw the whole debate earlier. I was sort of half paying attention because I was technically working. So I had like Dusty Wheel like up in the right hand corner of my screen earlier, and just kind of was listening to everyone like react in the background. And yeah, it was really funny to hear like, well, there's 37 spears, so like, does that mean we're getting a premiere on 3/7? That would fit because it's a Thursday or whatever. Like it was trying to like see what if there were any background clues, which that was really delightful.
That does sound pretty cool. Roger has just sent me something which sounds very cool. So apparently this photo, which I will open up and put on screen. It's still the part of the poster, but apparently this appeared on X somewhere at some point earlier. and it shows something very interesting. I'm sure it will just continue to add to our debate over number of spears and such. But this is a slightly different version of the photo. Apparently, this appeared on Twitter earlier.
That's different than the other two.
Yeah, there's so much more at the front here, but here's the really fun bit. Oh, don't do that. Why did don't... What is this? Is that some kind of structure?
Maybe.
Oh.
Whoa, who posted that on Twitter, Go Brother?
I don't know, Roger. Like, who posted? But there's so much more in this. Like,
oh, look at that.
There's like broken. Yeah, seriously, who doesn't need this on their phone right now?
I think we have more spears than 40 now.
Yes, I think that's safe to say.
Or is that wheat? It's hard to tell. Some of it looks like spears. Some of it looks
like
that
random
one on the left.
Desert grass. Is that what some of this is?
That does look like a wheat stalk. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Oh yeah, literally that one looks so much like a wheat stalk right there.
Maybe that's why they cut it out.
Carly, are you hunting down on Twitter trying to find this image?
I'm
now?
literally trying to look. I'm like looking through. I'm combing through it right now. Unless it's like an edit.
Unblur the wheat.
Unblur the wheat. That might be funnier than counting the spear tips. In all seriousness, Roger, where did you find this, man?
That's Roger. Weeds and spears.
Tarangariel and artifacts. Yeah, that's fair. This is just absolutely amazing. So I've actually got them all open. So this was the original one dropped as I've posted up, which is very, very cool. And as you see, you can't see anything on the right. Like we don't get the wheat tip, the wheat spear. And then this one was also posted, the wheat spear. I'm going to call it the wheat spear from now on. That's it. That's your hashtag from tonight, people. So this one's slightly wider. If you look here, we get the two on this side, and we get see this big point here. Nope, wrong way. That's what a holiday. See, that's right on the edge now. We don't get those two. So the one with the quote is slightly
zoomed out.
Yeah, slightly more zoomed out. But this one is even further. Where did this come from?
I love that one. I'm going to need that sent to me.
Yeah. I will send it to you, Zoe. It's I love Skeeter right now. Can't unblur the wheat. It's too grainy. Or is that Tigraine?
Tigraine. Grainy for the Caracorn.
Caracorn.
Grainy.
Caracorn.
Oh my god. Grainy for the Caracorn. That is.
Can we first just talk about also how incredible this poster is? And so.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, no offense, other poster creators, but so much better than the last two posters. Last year's wasn't so bad, or last season, but the first one, weird. But this one is just simple, beautiful, excellent. Like, it says so much in one picture. It's amazing.
It really does. Someone literally asked me earlier today, and can I ask what you think of the season 3 poster? And I said them this big spiel, and I actually liked season 1 over the season 2 poster, because the season 1 was like, here's your big names that you're going to recognize, like the name you're going to recognize, and probably a name that they're going to recognize other places around the world, and you're going to see from movies. And was it like Hawaii 5-0 or something that Daniel Henney was in previously?
Right.
Something like that,
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
Yeah. So his literally like my best friend's grandmother was just like, oh, I love him in Hawaii 5-0. Had no idea what he was in Wheel of Time, but she's like, oh, that's named his character from Hawaii 5-0. So like, here's your couple of big names. It's an action shot. That's going to be enough to pull most people in, type thing.
Isn't that the one with the fade though?
No, that's the one where she's holding like the Trolloc head. It was the puzzle, remember?
I'm thinking of the fade one, I guess.
So the season 2 one was like that. Trolloc was, Trolloc's in the corner and the fade and like the group shot.
I don't like that one.
And it's just, that one was like, it was more collaborative. There's more people, but it felt like, there's no real, there's no like what's happening in the season. There's nothing pulling. This one feels like a movie poster. I don't know if anyone else.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. It reminded me more too of like, I don't know if you all remember there was like a teaser poster that they did for season 1 that just had Moraine like in front of the Waygate. And just very simplistic and not like having to Photoshop everyone's face on a poster, which to me never looks natural. It never quite. You could just tell that everyone's sort of been assembled in a like stack. And I feel like something like this is like, it just kind of reminds me of that first poster where it's like it says so much without having to Photoshop 20 faces on it.
Agreed.
Yeah. So Rogers just sent me where he found that poster we've just looked at. It doesn't need to do that. 1 second. So let me switch screens that I'm sharing. And it come Black Tower News, which is not Black Tower Podcast. Black Tower News actually posted it. I don't say where they get it. They literally just your new Wheel of Time wallpaper. Hashtag Wheel of Time, hashtag twat at, and then tag the Wheel of Time account. Yeah,
wait, that's not the Black Tower podcast. I think I was. That account was
that's not Black Tower podcast. That's Black Tower News. There's like 2 or 3 different Black Towers. There's like a couple of them, like Black Tower podcasts, are the ones that are known, and then there's a couple that are just other Black Tower sort of fan accounts or something. But yeah, and they don't post anything with it. Just like people are replying, saying thank you and stuff.
Is there any alt text on it?
It's only what they've put on. Yeah.
Okay.
Rand carrying Moraine through a desert scenery, spears a spike through the ground. Like it's a simple one. It does convey what's in the picture, but it's not what's in the picture.
It almost looks like, because the blues are different. Like maybe this was more of the actual photographer's shots before they added color to it and everything.
Yeah, this might have just been enhanced. Like this, if somebody found it on, who knows if there were pictures being posted of like, alternate shots.
Yeah. It's very, very possible. So, Mary's agreeing in chat. Looks more like a movie poster and less like an old school comic book cover.
I love it. I feel like too, like, I don't know, like just jumping into pure speculation, but if it is Rand coming back from, we have spoilers, right?
Yes, with spoiler banners running, so go for it,
If it is Rand coming out of Royden carrying Moraine, who obviously was also in Royden, I feel like the spears in the ground could potentially be like, how you can't take weapons there. And so like maybe there's like a symbolic thing they do where they like put their spear in the ground before they go. And maybe those are like all the clan chiefs and every wise one's spears and everything before they've gone in the past. And so maybe there's just like this forest as you go in. I don't know. I'm purely speculating, but I love it because it just speaks to like the setting down of the spear in that area, but also like still is like very threatening and like there's danger here. Like this is great.
Yeah, I agree.
I totally agree with you on that. Like, well, there's been some discussion if you've seen, like the spears are longer than the spears they normally carry, and maybe it's a ritualistic spear, like because you don't know if you're going to come out. So if you do, you can pick it back up, and if you don't, then it's sort of like where people go to remember you, or that shows that you were once alive, and you're on this age, and it's pretty cool. And do you think, so Viridian can't be seen by people, right, until the end of Shadow Rising? Do you think they see the spears? But if this is in front of Viridian, do you think they can just see spears, a random amount of spears, but then no city?
I hope so, because I like that. Because I feel like, it's like the warning, like this, don't go down here. Like this is bad. Like kind of like in movies when they wander into like a forest clearing and there's just like a bunch of rotting skeletons and old weaponry, and you're just like, ooh, something happened, and it doesn't seem good.
Agreed.
There's I'm just seeing in chat someone suggesting that this is maybe an AI expanded photo.
Interesting.
Which that's not a terrible possibility.
That would explain the wheat.
It would explain the wheat. Like this is like random wheat in the
AI would totally think that's
it could be true.
Especially if someone's trying to make a wallpaper sized version. You know.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, you're probably right. It's because we were
I
asking.
feel like that's the next poll possibility. Is this? By the way, 60% of people thought it was Avienda when they, or 59% when they first saw this, until the alt text said otherwise.
You know what poll we could do next? Does Moraine and Rand have 1st degree burns, 2nd, 3rd, or 4th degree burns on their skin? It looks like their skin is just peeling off, you know.
Yeah, they don't look in the best nick, do they?
No, they look pretty bad.
Let me switch to one of the other photos. This is probably going to be. Yeah, they look like they've been through the woods a bit.
Yeah. Crisp.
Yeah, when you zoom in, I don't think it looks like dreads from further away. When you zoom in, I think it's easier to tell that it's Moraine. Like I don't that close. I'm like, oh, that definitely doesn't look like
these don't look
hair.
very...
It just looks like it definitely just looks like hair that has not been washed and probably subjected to dirt and sand and grit and all that stuff. But I think that's like when I was thinking about this too, it like I feel like the other thing that is so striking to me about this poster is how much it asserts that this season we're going to be in a completely different place than we've ever been before. Like I feel like the other two posters, there's a lot of like lushness, there's a lot of like, you know what I mean, like there's stuff in there that sort of indicates like, oh, just kind of like we're in this fantasy world, and this is sort of like we're in brand new territory for Wheel of Time. Like if you know the books, obviously you know where they're going, but Aiel Waste, I think this is one of the more striking images that you could sort of use to indicate to people like this is a brand new location that we're going to be sort of existing in. Not every character, but like a good portion of them.
I totally agree. Yeah.
It has been pretty luscious in the show. Like, it's been really green.
Yeah, vibrant and like, and I'm wondering too, I mean, even just looking at their clothes, like everything seems very muted and washed out too. So I wonder if that's another way they're going to kind of differentiate the waste from just in terms of like the color of things overall.
Yeah.
I don't know. Theories.
Yeah, I mean, if they were like, okay, we're going to go to the waste, we have to match our garb for the heat and the dryness. So you'd think that they would, unless they were rushing, that they would change out their clothes, right, for the environment. So maybe they will be like in the same colors, even though they're not Aiel, of like the Aiel, the grays, the browns. Which will totally look different, because even like, you know, we spent 2 seasons looking at all the different Aes Sedai colors, and just it'll be different. You're right, Carly. It's going to be a whole new experience.
It's going to be so good. I while we were doing that, sorry, I was just trying to compare. Someone mentioned the dust around Rand's feet looked very sort of overdone. So this is the original, and then if we go to this one, which we think may potentially be AI. The center doesn't look very different. It's just zoomed out.
I think it might have been just trying to use it to expand and extend the image, and then it sort of it made an educated guess that's not entirely accurate.
Yeah, what I'm thinking they're trying to make it sized for a phone screen because it wasn't that aspect ratio to begin with, so that's probably the best way they felt to do it.
I'm now thinking maybe this line in the sand here looks very full. That's not the shadows and stuff don't cross over very well there.
No.
So I wonder if that is not there at all. Look at that. That's not.
Yeah.
So makes me think that's a strong possibility. That's AI.
It's time to email Amazon and be like, send out a wallpaper version of the poster because people will use that immediately.
Yes.
I know.
Everybody wants. Yeah, like I mean, my screensaver. Like, what's my background on my phone? It's my cat. I'm not sure I could take him off. My lock screen is Guy Roberts. Not sure I can take him off.
Your BFF.
Yeah. So
I feel like I'm overdue to change.
It's me and Guy Roberts. Just to be clear on that, that sounded weird initially. It's me and Guy Roberts at Malkier. Let me be clear about that.
Sure it is, Rob.
Yeah, I can show you. All right. Look, see the two of us together.
Cute.
But yeah, that definitely looks AI made. Okay, I want to share something different now. there was debate earlier about spear tips. Where does everyone fall on the number of spears?
Oh, I didn't even try to count.
Okay,
I'm just going with what everyone else counted. Because
Carly,
I know there's more that we can't see, right?
Oh, absolutely. It's like the number of Aiel, like there's just countless. So Fallen Blacksmith has, let me pop it on screen here, has done this, and he's counted 40.
Oh, wow.
But a quick glance at this, I think some of the spears he's counted, like not many, but like one or two might be, this is not going to zoom it out. Okay, right. Let me save this. And
for the record, I did go through and look at, I counted 40 with his numbers and looked at every single spear earlier today because nerd. But like, I was like, okay, let me make sure he's not duplicating the count. And he does have individual spears counted for sure. If he missed some, that's another question, but he definitely counted.
I'm curious.
Singular.
My first thought is the just behind Rand. You see 23 down by his knee, and then 21 just behind up next to his head. I want to map out whether they look like they would be different angles, but I think it's close enough that we need to just we'll double check it. So let me pop that off and then switch screens.
It looks like different angles to me, but
yeah, I think it's two different ones. It's just the problem is some of them are different lengths, so it's like. I think they're different because it doesn't quite align behind him. Like one kind of comes up from the center and one sort of it's slanted. 23 is too slanted to be the top of 21.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that angle's
that
off.
would go up.
So it probably.
I don't know. Look,
it could be a stone dog spear.
It could be a stone dog spear.
It's just really short.
I feel like it needs. Can I draw on this? I'm sure.
But like
browse
some of
my
them,
photos. Where's my drawing feature on this damn
some
app?
of them are definitely shorter, like 20 ends sort of around. That's like halfway up. So I don't know.
Yeah. There we go. Edit. I'm going to edit this live right now and see how well my computer.
I think it would be too curved to be the same one.
Or if we can just put in a straight line, that's going to be slow for a second. I can just tell, so we'll pop it off. If we can get a straight line feature, just add that in, and then we can line it up with the center of the spear, and then just extend it, and we'll find out. So we'll do that. But he thinks 40 anyway. How would that change the date prediction? Because Dusty worked out there was 37, and they're thinking in March 7th. Because I'm not going to say it the American way. It just confuses me too much to say 3/7. I'm like, what? July? No. But no, this is just, why is this doing this? It's just being stupid now. Yeah, it's not happening.
Well, I'm not sure the spheres have anything to do with the date, but I mean, it's a fun theory. I liked our discussion earlier about the spheres better. That we should definitely talk about after you put your little ruler in.
Yeah, I might do this afterwards, but I don't know. I think if we line that up perfect, I'm sure that, yes, Mary, I'm sure the 70 spears are straight. I think that's close. But I mean, there's a gap here just under like the way the dress falls down, and that doesn't seem to appear there. So this could be a very short spear, number 23.
I think it's a little one. It's a little guy.
It's a little guy.
It's a little guy.
Because some of them are short. Like that's where I was sort of like 16 is a short.
Those
one.
could be maiden spears. I think they carry shorter spears. We carry. Sorry, probably not carry. we carry shorter spears.
Yes, there we go. We know who you are here. You don't have to pretend you're a regular person to go. It's okay.
So do you love that he's if we're all in agreement that they're coming from Meridian, then he's definitely walking west, right? So the dawn is behind him as he's walking, right? So we're all in agreement with that one.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Probably. The show has surprised me before, but that's what I think.
Yeah. Or at least that's what they're metaphorically saying.
Yeah.
That may not be exactly what we see in the show, but yeah.
It's I love chat going on right now about different size spears and connecting dots and things. Sorry, that just distracted me for a moment. I think they're walking, east. This is definitely obviously post Iridian, and it's going to be like over the sand dunes here or something like that. This will be where they'll discard their weapons and go off. Before we get into the spear tip, actually no, let's do that, and then we'll go to things that Sulan, we asked Sulan to join us tonight, and like me, it's 2 a.m. in the morning. Sulan's like, I really can't skip work tomorrow or go in late, so I really can't be there. But she has something you want us to talk about. I had a point, and I think I raised this pre-show before you got here, Carly. These spears, like these 4 right here, for example, are a good example here. This one is kind of like flat at the bottom, skinny to a point. This is your long classic spear you would often see in like ancient movies. This one's like this one, but shorter. And then this one has like a notch in the side, which absolutely could have come from fighting, but they're all a little different. They have different wraps on them sometimes. Like, there's different banners or whatever it is attached. And this one's got a whole load of chaos on the go. Again, another little design here. This is similar in design to like what we've sent each other on Threefold Talk as gifts. I think all these different, like this one's completely different here. That's almost something I don't even know where you would expect to see that one from. Where's Michael Livingston to tell us about types of spears?
But yeah, even that one on the right and the one on the left are similar. They have that little.
They're very similar, yeah.
Yep.
This one's a skinny one. I think, now often we know in the books that the way that Aiel tell each other apart is through cuts of cloth and, we assume colors and shades and things of that nature. And I remember doing a whole discussion, actually on the Black Tower podcast, one of their recordings, saying that, excuse me, that, boots was also in as part of that. I think spear points and like what's on your spear, if you're going to add anything, we know stone dogs are going to like make them fancy of like glittering little flappy bits and strings and, I don't know, whatever else they're going to put on there. I think different types of spears will be for different societies or clans or something like that. There'll be, you can tell society through clothing, clan through spear point, sept through something else. I don't know. What are Carly and Tigraine, what do you think of that?
I think you're right, because as you were saying that, I popped up the spears from season 2 that the maidens had, and that one you were zoomed in on is like a perfect match. When you had just super zoomed in with the 2 is like a perfect match for the shape of their spear tip. Oh no, it wasn't those 2.
I feel like, did they have one like this?
No, it's like a really long one with kind of like there it is. It's the one, it's like that one, the one you were just hovering over, next to the left. It's like 1, 2, 3.
2 over.
Yeah.
3? This
one?
one?
No, the other one. There. Yeah, that one.
Yeah, this one? Okay.
Yeah. So it's like that shape. So that does, seem to fit.
Yeah.
And then if we... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just saying yes to Noma Garden in chat. Like I did say bedazzled spears and glitter for the stone dogs. That's just canon now. Accept that, people.
Well, I was going to say, we talked earlier about maybe even the wise ones also use a spear just to mark that they went in. Do we think maybe some of them are wise one spears that could be different than,
or maybe maidens who become wise ones?
Yeah, exactly. They leave their spear at the door and then they go in, right?
Yeah, because a lot of them would be like
just starting
maidens first. Yeah, so they would do that on their first trip, and then
that's true.
I'm just trying to. Oh, there it is. Sorry, I'm just trying to grab the image of.
But they're not all maidens, right? Like they could come from anywhere.
Not always, but yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's not being helpful. Let me see if I can get a different image that has all their spear points. There we go. This one actually we can talk about boots with this one as well, actually. So that's helpful because this is.
Can we put the down under version up for a minute?
Do I have it down?
Yeah,
I'm not sure if I've got the.
It's that one. It's the one that just has the title on the top.
Yeah.
That
Is this
one,
the?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah,
it feels nicer.
It does, like without that.
Yes.
It feels cleaner.
Oh yeah,
Much
better with the logo.
Yeah. Like it.
Oh my god, it's so exciting, you guys.
I know.
It is.
Should we did you have a topic, Rob? Because Light Blind and Cool had a question.
What is Light Blind and Cool's question? And then we'll go. Yeah. I missed the first part of the stream. I agree with the early or just behind the ridge holding the spears. I saw this. Anas was just like, they're all there holding the spears, and then someone's like, they have short spears. Are they all just there like this behind the ridge? I'm sorry. No, come on. That's not real.
Or that they're standing there, like back there, like waiting.
Are they standing there back waiting?
I don't think so, but that's just my opinion.
No, I don't think so. We could ask chat. Let's do that. I feel very Dusty-esque tonight, asking lots of polls. Firstly, is this AI kind of split 53-47 on the Is That Piece AI? So Roger is on the news front tonight. He's just sent me a post that apparently at Dragonsteel there's going to be a leather-bound Eye of the World released.
Ooh, nice.
We are honored to unveil a landmark addition to our World of Fantasy collectibles, Dragonsteel's first ever deluxe edition of the Eye of the Worlds. A leather-bound edition of Eye of the World will be a tribute to the story that launched an epic designed blah, 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 all the usual bits about leather-bounds. Okay. Who knows how much that will be? Probably be $300 or something crazy. Cool. Thank you, Roger. You're just doing the lights work there.
Not true.
I was doing that poll, wasn't I? Sorry.
Has anyone seen any speculation from like show only fans on the poster? I'm curious what they make of it.
I sent it to my coworker, who I found out a few months ago watched Wheel of Time and loved it, and was just like, "When is it coming back out, man?" Like, seriously, I feel like it's been years.
Yeah.
So I'll have to talk to him at work on Saturday. He's not very descriptive, so I was like, "Poster release today on Saturday. The showrunner will reveal when season 3 comes out." I sent him this screenshot of Race Instagram post. And he's like, "Awesome, mate, can't wait." And then he did like the nerd with glasses emoji reaction as well. And this is a guy who is like obsessed with working out and goes to the gym and goes running with his dog and stuff and like goes boxing. And he's just like, "Yeah, I want to nerd out on Wheel of Time." So he's super excited just from seeing that poster and knowing that we're getting a release date. Right. What was I asking in chat before? I was going to ask a poll question about something, wasn't I?
Oh, sorry, I distracted.
Oh, are there Aiel holding spears in the background? So if I could type, that is not how you spell background. That's better. Poll in. Okay. So let's talk spears, and we can also speak boots. So I remember looking at this image and thinking, oh, look, they've all got the same sort of boots. But then they've all got different, there's some similarities. And I was thinking braces might be another point because like Abby's got like slightly different or something like that. But yeah, the spears, they've got that's Chiad's. Bane's are kind of the same.
There's like a better picture of all 3 of theirs that I found. Let me see if I can. It's when they're standing in Faldara, if you can find that one, where they're, I think it's
standing in Faldara.
The 3 maidens. You can kind of
see that was just the first one I came across that I could actually like download. Could love some pages where they don't let you do it, obviously.
Yeah, it's very odd.
Let me go back to my searching.
I just searched Aiel Wheel of Time because I was trying to find one up from season 1, and then the season 2 one popped up, and I was like, "Oh, that's it."
Is this where like Bane she's about to shoot an arrow?
No, they're just standing there. I think it's when everybody's realizing Rand is the Dragon Reborn. I think it's like they look at him and they're like, Car, yeah.
Enjoying the moment.
Yeah.
Let me see.
So speaking of Karan, while you're looking for that, we definitely can see some tattooing on Rand's arm, which is pretty sweet. They're really bumpy tattoos too, so like Viridian really fucks you up when it comes to tattoos. Don't go there for gentle tattooing, because they're like really bumpy.
You mean that one?
Yeah, I mean it looks like almost like cloth, but you know, it's so. I mean, look at like the edge of it at the very end. It looks like towards his elbow. It looks almost like cloth. I'm not going to say it's
out and get this tattoo.
Maybe he's like that's covering up. Maybe he's covering it because it's so like, you know, sore, like you would if you got a tattoo. Maybe he's got his little cover on it, but
I could see that.
It seems really thick. I'm not saying it's not there, but it seems funky.
Yeah, there's definitely a ridge to it. I don't know. I mean, a fresh tattoo. Not that I'm an expert in tattoos by any means, but a fresh tattoo does kind of have like a little. You know, you've scarred yourself. Someone has scarred you. It does have a sort of a bumpy ridged effect. So this is a fresh tattoo. Oh, there we go. This is what I was going to say, but Meg's thrown it in chat. Like scales. Yeah.
Because you always have that like top layer look as somebody who has many that you can't see at this point. There's always that top layer of like ink that has to slough off first. Not to go into like graphic detail.
You're really selling getting a tattoo right now, Carly, I have to say.
I know. Look, I'm terrible about it because I'll get one and then immediately be like, I want another one.
I got one 4 or 5 months ago, and I'm just like, now I want like Sulin's Wheel of Time map tattoo. That's
I'm still deciding. Like, I do want to get something wheel themed, but I'm making up my mind still. I mean, to be honest, like in a perfect world, I would just get like a big map of something probably because I love a good fantasy map. Mm-hmm. But I'm also terrible at like getting one and then immediately wanting another one right after because I'm still riding on like, you know, all the good endorphins from like, oh, that was excruciating, but also it's amazing.
Yeah, genuinely. I got like this tiny little bee thing because it's like a icon of Manchester, and my best friend wanted to get a marker from having studied here and got a degree and such. I was like, yeah, I'll get the Manchester bee with you. And it's like my first tattoo, my only tattoo. And it didn't really hurt that much, but like the painful bits of it, I was just like, no, I'll do it again. Like, just go for it. Doesn't matter where, you know, like you would just ignore it from the endorphins. You'd just be like, it's fine. We'll just get loads. So Loose Junior did give him Smog. Wait, does that mean do we get Benedict Cumberbatch voiceover at some point then?
All of a sudden, lose in his mind it becomes Benedict. That'd be awesome.
Would be, oh my god.
So Skeeter says he thinks he's just covered in dirt, no tattoo.
Oh.
So I don't know. What do we think?
Well, let me end the previous poll.
End the previous. This is maybe my favorite.
Sensible people in chat, 64% if you think no, there are not Aiel holding spears in the background. End poll. Come on. Right, new poll. Is Rand dirty or does he have a bumpy tattoo?
I feel like you could say maybe he has some mark of some kind, but he's wrapped it up.
Yeah.
Like he might have wrapped it up to protect it, or if it's still fresh. And like that's why it kind of looks like cloth, because it's just a band, like it's a makeshift band. Because it almost looks like you pour it off of. It almost looks like a bandage that you tear off your own clothes and sort of just use to wrap around.
That's
we also know my guess is.
Oh, sorry. No, that's just my guess is that it's like covering something, but it looks like it's a bandage.
We also know Rand is like so weird about hiding dragon stuff. Like he hid that banner forever. So like I could totally see him like seeing it and being like, oh no, I gotta cover this up. Like, and that being his first instinct.
Yep. So and earlier today, go ahead, Rob.
I was gonna say, just finishing this, we got Bumpy Tat as your options for the pick, folks. Bumpy Tat wrapped in cloth. He's just a dirty boy. Anything else? Any other options? Sorry, I'm having fun with these polls.
August? I don't know.
August. August should always be an option. There we go. Poll in.
Well, so earlier today, I was also working like you, Carly, and trying to watch Dusty Wheel a little bit. And they were trying to guess, maybe they even did a poll, like what color, if it was a tattoo, what color are the dragons? Does anybody remember? And so, of course, I was like, I don't remember. And I didn't go to the wiki or anything because that would be too smart. So I went to the big old white book, and I was looking at the when they describe the tattoos that the chiefs get, they said the mark of the chief placed on his skin at Meridian often has the metallic look of a strange bracelet. So maybe it is a bit thicker than normal. And so I would assume that would be duplicated in Rand's case because it'll just be on both arms, right? And I'm not saying this is the source of truth for everything for the show, but anyway, I just was kind of like looking all over for what color it was or what it looked like. And I had always remembered gold, so metallic look.
I was gonna say it's some kind of like it shines, right? It's some kind of
yeah. I think it has like actual scales, like from what I remember, like the scales are they would always be like the scales of his tattoo or shiny.
Yeah, the scales and glittery or
it's not like it's not like an ink tattoo per se.
Yeah. I love Winter's Lady. The bumpy tat sounds like an interesting name for an inn. And Spud Monkey says, by the way, I'll always vote August in the polls. That's fair. I understand that. I get it. That's fair. But currently, Bumpy Tat is winning. I have that better photo. Thank you, by the way, Tigraine, for that. For the this is on a Screen Rant article.
Yeah, that one.
That's a much better photo. Can't really. I mean, can I zoom in and out? Will it? No, it will just zoom in on the article behind it. So, although I could screenshot and then zoom in and out.
Iola's face on that one is always cracks me up. She's like, what?
Yeah, like
face.
She's like, "Are you fucking serious?" Like,
yeah,
I
like
no.
I
thought I had a couple more years before like this happened. Like, is my freedom up already? Damn. So, yeah, these spheres definitely. I am going to screenshot this actually.
You should then you should carve out the shape and then match them up.
Yeah,
to all the spears.
Honestly, I fully intended to do it. I thought I was going to do that pre-show, and then apparently I was far more tired than I thought, and I didn't wake up until about 25 minutes pre-show, and I was like, well, that's just screwed me over a little bit, but, we'll have fun doing things on the fly, so...
Yeah.
I really hope whoever designs the weaponry from the show watches this and appreciates that we are going to this much trouble.
Look, I'm not going to lie, but I absolutely reached out to someone when they asked me about the poster. I was just like, yeah, and I think this about the spears, blah, 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 blah. And then they were like, silent. Didn't say a word to me. And I was like, okay, I'll take that. That's interesting.
That's
right.
Huh.
So let's go... close that. I don't need. Right. I think I should have it. Right. And we'll share this one instead. So let's get rid of that one because it doesn't let me switch between a window and a tab very easily, which is so annoying. Okay. So here's this. And then why is it not? Okay. Let's just try that again. That one. And what's the good one?
Ooh, Jeff A had a cool comment on the spears in the chat.
Yeah, I was just going to show that.
Throw that up?
Yep.
Ooh, that is a great point.
Yeah.
Could be that too.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Ooh, there's going to be some drama this season, huh, guys?
Oh my gosh, God, I can't wait.
I just remember like reading Ruidian though in the book and being like, I cannot wait for this in the show. Like I was so hyped.
Oh, it's gonna be so good.
So I'm ready.
So we're thinking
ready.
This one?
Nope.
No, this one, sorry.
Nope. Next one. That one.
That's
that one. Okay, so we're thinking that one there. I wish I could just screenshot from my computer so much easier than I could. We think that one. Look at that, people. Focus, focus, focus.
Focusing.
Same spears.
That's pretty freaking damn close.
Yeah? I think that's pretty close.
I think that's pretty close, yeah.
Now you have to count how many fart eyes my spears are in that picture.
Yes,
Wait,
how many
challenge,
wise
guys.
ones? Oh, yeah, there we go. Honestly, I'm not going to sleep tonight. I'm actually just going to like zoom in and like crop and do like how many different spear points. It's honestly what I wanted to do before this, so I could put it up. But it's just, it's clearly not going to happen. But yeah, like it's just there's so many different ones.
I know. I love all the wraps.
Yeah,
That's
and the
just great.
wraps, they could be maybe maybe the ones that wrapped or have something on are like, yeah, they didn't come back. So here's, you know, their last something from them.
There's not enough wrapped ones. I'm sure it's 2 out of 3 don't come back, right?
Yeah,
So,
this is true. That's not enough wrapped ones, correct?
not enough wrapped ones.
Or maybe it's some kind of like seniority thing. Like the more, like the longer that you have the spear, the more that you get to put on it. Because some of them have a lot of stuff on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
But then some of them have like chips taken out of them, like they've been used. You know, they've been used more.
Yeah, what was the one?
That one that's right there. Yeah.
Right
I think
there,
there
like
was,
that's got a
it's
little
got
chip
like a
in it
chip.
right there.
Yeah. So it's like, oh, so it definitely has seen some
battle.
Some use, yeah.
Because I don't think any of the I don't think any of the others were showing any real signs of like battle damage. Quote. This one, that one is just a pointy stick.
I think it's just turned sideways. You're just saying like the profile of it.
Oh, that's also possible. Yeah, I hadn't considered that.
If they're angled,
yeah,
because some of those are definitely turned.
That would be a profile one there then as well, wouldn't it? So, but yeah, I'm absolutely going to sit down and work out how many different types of spears. All right, enlighten me. How many different? So we've got 13 clans. Am I right there?
Mm.
So
12 or 13? Well, 13 with the Gen Aiel,
13,
right?
yeah. So 12, 12 different clans of Aiel. How many different seps? And I need to go Googling now.
I don't know. You're asking. I mean, I should know these things, but that's not my forte.
I remember 13. I remember 13. That's it. So,
I got the book right here. Hold on.
Clans. Here we go. So clans and seps. That's not helping me. It's just listing them. There are 13 clans.
There's 12 clans plus the Gen Aiel. 12 separate societies.
12 societies. Okay, so we're looking. So if we got 12 different spears, that could be clans. That could be societies. And then there's steps. There are.
I don't know about steps.
Oh my god, there's like a million.
There's so many, right? Like I don't know if there's
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, there's 13 of everything if you include the gen.
Oh, okay.
That's
not just easy
helpful,
then,
Jordan. That's not helpful, my dude. But never mind. But yeah, it's great. I don't know. I really think that's one of the ways. I did think, if I can scroll back to this other photo that I had.
An early Winters lady asked where you're getting the photos. Weren't you just doing a search?
Oh yeah, I just did a YouTube
Google
search.
Yep.
So this one, if I put this one on, I think this is the one I used when I talked on Black Tower, but I think I just had a better copy of it that was slightly higher resolution. But I do think, like, I thought initially that boots, I thought that would be a fun discussion, that boots signified, you know, these are maidens of the spear because of the types of boots. But which one of, like, these are they all different clans? Avienda is
Farard, isn't she?
Bane and Chiad are not, right? Because didn't they get together?
I thought there were 2 different ones. Yeah.
Yeah, one of them. No. Is one of them? No, they're not one of them.
Avienda's from my Septon clan, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
The Jumai Sept of the Tardadale.
Oh, she is, Jumai.
And then Bane and Chiad, I don't recall off the top of my head.
So Chiad is a maiden spirit of the Stoned River Sept of the Goshin Aiel. And then
Mary Frenzy's got it right here for us.
Mary Frenzy, thank you.
She's so. Whoops, not that one. Sorry, you guys are so fast.
Chat jumps so fast. This is like chat's just having fun today.
Where'd it go?
There it is. I found it.
There it is. Thank you.
Okay, so Bane is Shards and Chiad is Goshin. So there are three different seps or clans or whatever here. And I was like, they all have the same boots, which is why I thought boots might be a main
boot like manufacturer.
No, but I'm thinking like they have different like designs and or something because they all have like this like it's very high laced up right up to the knees and like they could have different I don't know leather wraps and whatever type thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
But they all have different like body armor pieces and wraps and oh god, why is it doing that? Where they
I have to wonder if it will be like identifying them that way, or it's just body type and that's what they're comfortable with. You know what I mean?
Maybe it could be either or. So yeah, but I definitely think Spears is in it. I think someone sat down with because Sharon would have done these, wouldn't they? Because we didn't see them in season 1 and Sharon did season 2. So Sharon would have dressed the Aiel for season 2, and I'm just curious if they sat down and was like with the weapons master and said, you gotta make the different spears as well.
I can't wait for Sharon to tell us all about the Aiel after the season.
Oh my god, seriously. I'm just gonna be like, I'm gonna send an email and be like, when is Sharon available at a threefold talk, suitable time to come on and tell us about the Aiel? So
oh my god,
it just needs to be a thing.
That would be amazing.
And bless Leigh-A's not well, so unfortunately couldn't be here, but she has just sent the link about the books as well. So thank you, Leigh-A, for giving us breaking news there as much as possible. Is there anything about this poster release? So much. Anything you want to move on to specifically next, or shall I just go on to where is Rafe's one? I've got it somewhere.
I just want to know what you all think. Do we think that, in my mind, marketing is one thing, right? You create a poster to create a feeling. Do we think that this is what it's going to really look like when Rand grabs Moraine and carries her away from Ridian? Or is this just an image, put in these spears just for this poster? Or, are we going to see this, or is it just going to be just marketing?
So was someone on set doing photography, or is this a still from the show, or is this
I will say it does look closer to on-set photography though. Like, remember the images that we got for season 2? Like, we got like the ones that were like Lanfear, like I remember Dusty sharing the Lanfear one where she's like filming the scene where she's like setting everything on fire. Just remember the lighting, and it looked like kind of very, I don't know, like it definitely had been edited, I think, to be a little bit stylized. But I also feel like this feels more like an image that they might have enhanced a little bit, but it does feel like it might have been originally a photograph. To me, anyway. I don't know. It just feels different than just a normal, like, we're going to do a Photoshop,
Yeah.
They might have added some things, but I also feel like, it just looks more like a picture than a manipulated image. Even though there's probably some things that have, been adjusted. Like maybe they did add more spears in the background or something. But my guess is that it might actually look there might be a scene that looks pretty close to this.
I put a poll in chat. Is this, and your 3 options are on-set photography, an episode still, or a specific shot for an advert? So get voting in that, folks. It was, I don't know. I like what you've just said, Cully. I think this is like on-set photography that's just been tweaked a little bit, more spears maybe added in. Tigraine, what do you think?
I mean, I'm thinking with my heart and my hopes, which is that this is totally a scene from the show because it looks badass. So I'm really hoping we get to see it. But yeah, I can totally see like the Amis and Carly's points of like sometimes you kind of want to like stage something for a marketing shot or whatever. So, but I really hope it's for the show. I think that would be fantastic.
Yeah, I'm curious how often they plan ahead and think, do you know what, this would be great for a marketing ad. So while you're filming the scene and once you're done filming it, stop and let us know, and we'll be like, right, Yoshi, you stand there, hold Moraine like this, put these spears like that, and then like they, whilst everyone's in costume and have all the appropriate, you know, in this case, dust and dirt and shit all over them. Yeah, like I wonder how often that actually happens and how often it's the case of someone's just there taking photos constantly, and then it gets tweaked.
Interesting question for Sarah, honestly, if we ever.
Yes, write that one down. Someone write that down and send it to me, please. I'll add it to my list of questions to ask people when I meet them, if I meet them, if I'm lucky enough to get that again. Yeah, that's a great question. Okay, Saturday. Should we talk about Saturday? Do I have, for some reason, I don't have Rafe so much.
Let's talk about CCXP. What the heck is going to happen? Let's figure it out.
It's going to be a party, that's for sure. For some reason, so Mel's just finished.
Yeah, I saw
whatever
that.
she's doing has reacted in the Three Folds like group chat with. I told her, should we share that? No, we'll share that later. We shared some Hades Sounds news, and Mel was just reacted and like died in the process doing Picard falling over type thing. Where is the image? Because for some reason I don't have that downloaded. So there it is. That's the one I'm after. Maybe I do have that one actually.
I have it too because I screenshotted it.
No, I just didn't upload it. Maybe I just, I'm being
one?
clever. The Rafe.
The announcement.
Yeah.
Rafe's Insta story thing.
I think I died. I think everyone died when this went up. I remember I talked about this on Three Wheeling with Meg and Jen, and I said, I think we'll get a teaser, and if we get a date, it'll be a month or a season, But then Rafe puts this out today. Season 3 is coming. I'll announce the date on Saturday in Sao Paulo. Like, how was everyone's reaction when they saw this?
I mean, he's never done that before, has he? Like said, we're going to announce this on this day. Like anything, has he?
I think they did warn us for something else, but I don't know if that came from Rafe. I think that came from like the TOC or something.
Yeah, we got warned that we should be like, they sort of said, I think they said on social media, be like, hey, wouldn't it be cool if everyone was around at this time for something?
Yeah, like I feel like we got a couple of weird heads ups that we were kind of just like, all right, like
this is very specific.
Yeah.
It's great it's Saturday because I won't be at work for once when this stuff happens.
Time do we know the panel time, Rob, for Saturday?
Okay. 6, right? 6:15, is that right?
Right. So
Eastern?
If it's like 6 Eastern, I mean, here's my guess. They'll probably, because it's going to be Rafe, Yosha, and Madeline, right?
Yeah.
At the very least that we know of. Potentially, who knows if it's other people. I mean, I'm not there. I have coworkers who are there.
I was going to ask you.
I'm not in Brazil right now.
Darn it.
No, my boss and one of my coworkers are there covering because he's local.
Nice.
I know.
Do they want to report live for me on Saturday?
I legit was on a meeting with my boss today, and he was like on his phone, like from CCXP, talking. This isn't I can share this. It's not like anything sensitive, but I said to him, I was like, are you setting up like wheel interviews at all? Like with people that are there? And he goes, well, I haven't caught up with season 2 yet. And I said, I will literally hop on a phone call with Rafe on Saturday if you need
or
me to.
A plane
like, just
right
say
now.
it. Like, just I know we're trying to do a lot of interviews in person though. So, but I did tell him, I was like, I will literally get on a phone call with Rafe on Saturday. I do not care what time it is. So.
I mean, Rafe, get yourself a GT, give me a call, and come hang out with us post panel.
Oh my gosh.
Just,
it'd be amazing.
So I have the timings up because I will be live streaming with Kevin Angus and various guests. Carly hopefully will be joining us if it fits in schedule wise. But yeah,
look, I'll just camp out for an hour until the panel starts.
Amazing. I love that.
Because I want to see if anything drops.
Yeah, so the What to Watch on Prime panel, which that starts at 5:30 Eastern. Runs for about 45 minutes, and then
so
the
it's
interview
probably
panel,
more than one show if they're doing like a general Amazon thing, right?
Yeah.
I think it's like Reacher, Wheel of Time, and then I think there was something else. I can't remember.
Yeah, I think they were saying 3 shows, or like 2 shows would get 10 minutes, one of them being Wheel of Time, and then there was 3 shows getting 10 minutes, and then 3 shows getting 5 minutes. Which would do you 45 minutes there.
Yeah.
And then the interview panel, which is that the one that's on the omelet stage or the Thunder stage? Something like that.
Yeah,
that's on the omelet stage. That, to my understanding from what series, starts at 6:15 Eastern. I might not be 100% right there, but like some people are saying 6.
So that might be more where we get something. I mean, my guess is if they do a thing during the general Amazon panel, it might be like a sizzle reel.
Right.
Of like, here's what's coming in 2025, right? Because it's like they do that with, Max and Apple TV and like whichever streamer, they'll be like, 2-second clips of stuff. And then I bet you if there's anything, it's going to get dropped during the show specific.
Yeah. So Winter Slays in the chat says there's going to be 6 shows, 2 Brazilian shows, then Wheel of Time, then Invincible, and then Reach.
Oh yeah, because that's coming back pretty. Invincible's coming back soon, I think. Yeah.
Right.
February 6th.
Reach is
that's why
a solid show for Amazon. That does.
Yeah, and they're filming season 3 right now. I think Reacher.
Okay.
So that's why it's everything that they're like going to probably release in 2025.
That makes sense.
Point. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, thank you, Mayhem, for clarifying what I was right. Thunder is the quick hit, and then Omelette is the long Wheel of Time focus chat. Mayhem thinks we're going to get the release date in the first one. Well, if Rafe's going to announce it, that would imply probably the longer interview one.
Yeah, I think I'm going to say I'm going to just make an educated guess based on covering all these conventions, and like I think it's going to be. I mean, I said as much on. I kind of made a semi joke about it on BlueSky / X, whatever.
Do you know how serious some people were taking that, Carly, by the way?
I was sort of joking, but also not, just because and this is not exclusive to the show. I mean, this happens, movies, shows, whatever. Anytime you get a poster first, the common saying is that we need to prep a post for the trailer.
Right.
Like that's sort of a thing that we talk about, behind the scenes. We're like, oh, poster's up, okay, so we need to get like prep a post and get it ready for the trailer, because that's usually incoming. So that's why I said that. It wasn't like I don't have any inside knowledge. So but that was but educated guess, like that's my my thinking is it's probably a teaser, and and then Rafe's obviously just confirmed that we're going to find out what the date is. So yeah,
and I would think that you would get. I still don't think we're getting a full trailer. I still think it would be a teaser, like 30 seconds or something like that is the usual sort of teaser sort of time scale. Maybe a minute if they're feeling super generous for some reason.
It's funny. I made a joke in Dusty earlier that like I do feel like even teaser trailers these days get long. Like even like teaser trailers tend to be like a minute and a half. So I feel like, but I think you're correct. It's probably like a minute and a half. If something, they're not going to release, if it's a thing that they're going to plan on drop it, it's probably not going to be like a 2.5 minute.
Yeah.
Like we would get that closer to the release date. Trailer number 2 or whatever. What that's they say, cool. Like they always say like teaser trailer and then like official trailer or whatever.
Yeah.
On the YouTube. So.
I love how they do that.
Plus, I would think they don't have a ton of time on the omelet stage even to talk, so they don't want. A minute and a half doesn't seem like a long time, but we can make that
12-hour live stream. So
sure,
there's always
if they only have 15-20 minutes of interviews on the omelet stage, like because I think how it's working is that they're on the Thunder stage, and then there's an order, and then as soon as they're done, they move over there. But so do some of the other ones, so they only get like. 15 minutes on the Thunder stage and then 15 minutes on the omelet stage. So
I thought they got the full 45 on the omelet stage. I thought that was a specific time slot.
Yeah, I was going to say on the other one, I think it's just specific show, longer show panel.
That would be awesome.
Because I think they're talking to hosts on the omelet stage. Like it's going to be like back and forth, like they do at Comic-Con.
Yeah,
where they have somebody that's kind of like a
crossing
what do you call
fingers.
it? Like a moderator almost.
Yeah.
But I mean, when that, I think the Thunder Stage stuff will probably be would that be streamed, and then the Omelet Stage won't be streamed?
No, it's vice versa. The Omelet Stage is streamed.
So the 45 minutes is streamed, but the 15 minutes is not?
Yeah, they have a YouTube channel, so get that up and ready. It's the Omelet channel.
That makes sense.
Everyone out there, get your omelet channel up. Get your omelets ready.
Get your omelets ready. Do you know what? I'm going to make an omelet on Saturday.
I'm totally going to make an omelet.
I'm going to be sat there at 11 o'clock at night or whatever it is for me and just being like, wait, is it... oh, no, it's
omelet time.
Yeah, it'll be... Omelet time is 11 o'clock for me. So I'm going to sat there, but I'm going to have to make it early because I start at 4 o'clock. And then it's the panel's at 6 or 6:15 or whatever. So yeah, I'm gonna have an omelet sat next to me for like 3 hours, and they'll be like, right, now we're on the omelet stage, I can eat my omelet, you know.
Oh my gosh.
You need a warming light just to keep
I need a warming light just to keep it hot, you know. So
oh my gosh. So, yeah. It's gonna be not a good omelet.
No, I already got close to making myself severely ill on what a holiday. I don't need to be doing that.
So if we get a teaser and a trailer, do you think any surprise guests will be there? Have we been watching any other random, like, potential stars on any of their social medias? Like, I don't know, anyone else that we think is going to be in the show? I'm sure Watt Series is. I'm asking us on the show.
I know a couple of them are in. Let me share this screen instead. I know a couple of folks are actually in London as opposed to like in the UK, as opposed to being in Brazil. One of them being Jennifer Chungarcia. This. Can I pause this? Click on it, pause. Yes. So this is St. Pancras Hotel, which is just around the corner from St. Pancras train station, King's Cross, and a few minutes walk extra up the street from Euston Station. Busiest road in London. I literally lived a few minutes walk through this for years. As soon as I saw this, I didn't even need to zoom in. I knew what this was. I knew this hotel. I've never stayed in it. It's far out of my price range, shall we say. But it's like, yeah, Jimmy, you just tell them about there's like a Lambo or a Maserati or whatever everything is parked out front of it. So Jennifer is there. That was posted today. And then Taylor has been posting London photos. So I feel like Taylor must be in London as well or something.
Yeah, I'm thinking more like the actors we think are going to be in the show, like Olivia for Morghese and Shore for Elida. Like anybody who we think might be in the show. Have they said they're anywhere near Brazil?
Let's go looking. Where is Shore? Let's see if we can see if she's been posting anything. Is she on Instagram? Or I
don't know. I'm not on Instagram.
Yeah, you are. You're a lurker on Instagram.
I mean, I am now, but not till today. Oh, thank you, chat, because I'm really, really excited about all these things you're saying here. I really want to get to Mayhem's comment because this is really important when you want to have longevity for your eggs.
When you want to have longevity for your eggs. There is nothing.
Give us more time.
There is nothing on Shore's Instagram to indicate that she is anywhere near Brazil. She hasn't posted a post other than she posted like someone's fan art video about creating artwork of her. And that's it. And she hasn't posted prior to that since like November 26th, or what's that, like nearly 2 weeks ago. She has a couple stories up, but nothing to do with Wheel of Time. And who else are we looking for now? We'll just do this now. We'll just go hunting.
Olivia Williams, I think, is a possible Morghese.
Okay.
Person.
My computer is losing its mind now.
Like,
why do you have like 15 tabs open, Roberts? Close them. You know, it's really not having it. Shockingly, my computer doesn't like the way. Has anyone ever seen the Innkeepers, like when he screen shares? Sometimes you just see like hundreds.
Welcome to my job
tabs.
every day.
Yeah.
My computer's like, you have 27 tabs open. That's too many.
Yeah, it's like 26 too many. Stop it. All right, Olivia. What was the last name? Sorry.
Williams.
Thank you.
I think that's her last name, is it not?
I've missed this.
That's traditional Bolognese. That's great.
So true. That would take hours. Hours.
That would. Oh. That. Why is it?
He who cracks with the dawn.
He
Eating
who
my
cracks
egg.
with the dawn. Oh my god.
I don't think she's in on Instagram.
No, I'm not finding her on Instagram.
She's she's a somewhat older actress too, so I don't necessarily she seems like someone who isn't on social media at all.
Good for her.
I know.
Let's end this poll that I had it previously. Was it on-set photography and episode still, or a specific shot for an ad? It was kind of close between on-set photography and a specific shot, but a specific shot did win by a small fraction, 41 over, I think, 36%. Let's start a poll. Will there be other guests?
I have a theory. It won't be specific guests, but Rafe might announce casting. Like here's who's playing certain people.
Yeah.
Or like here's what I can say about, because we know like certain characters obviously are bound to show up that we have yet to meet, you know. So I don't know that they'll bring people out. I think Rafe might, because he's done that before, hasn't he? He's been like, oh yeah, and we have this season, we have so and so playing. Like at certain panels, I feel like he's dropped that. Dropped news like that before.
I agree.
So that's my guess, is not guests, but like announced casting.
I mean, we would go nuts over that, wouldn't we? We would instantly go just like, where are they in social media? Follow. You know, I hope when the social media team preps them, as soon as Rafe announces you, turn off your notifications on your phone, because 10,000 Wheel of Time fans on social media will be watching, and they will instantly go to your Twitter and your Instagram and your BlueSky and whatever else, and just be like, follow, and it will just, your phone will just go, ah! So just turn off vibrate, just airplane mode, just do that, you know, like.
Carly, can I ask you like a question from your experience? I mean, do you feel, and maybe, because I'm really trying to level set like what we all think, and you know, when we get frustrated by certain things from a fan point of view, you know, it seems like Wheel of Time is really holding cast announcements really close to the belt. And from my perspective, I don't know why. Like for some, yes, like we don't know who's going to be in the show or not, but like for main parts that we're probably going to see in the show, do you feel it's like weird that they don't announce cast announcements more often than they do? Like they haven't announced one for season 3 yet at all, like any new cast.
Yeah, officially. I mean, I will say I don't think it's unique to Wheel, because like I remember when I was covering Rings of Power season 2, literally had an interview with the showrunners, with JD and Patrick, and was like, can I ask you who Kieran Hines, like we tried to ask like who Kieran Hines is playing, and obviously if you've watched season 2, you know they don't confirm that at all, but they would not talk. I had tried to ask them a question to their face about like who has he been playing or whatever, and they're like, oh well, he's a great actor. So like I don't know that it's like, I don't know that it's specific to Wheel. I just think sometimes it's like, I don't know, I just think they sit on it and they wait. Maybe for stuff like this with CCXP. That's why I feel like it's not beyond the realm of possibility that Rafe would drop stuff like that at a panel like this, because I feel like they wait for those moments when like they know people are already going to be tuning in. But yeah, I don't know. Like I don't think it's like just this show though. I do think it's like,
I guess I feel like it's not really gonna hurt if they announce it sooner. I don't know why they wouldn't. Like there's no reason not to, unless it's a character we're not unsure is ever going to be in the show. But like for the main characters, why would we wait? Why not keep excitement going for 2 years between? Like,
I mean,
if
they
it's going to be
didn't.
2 years, like how
They
about
didn't announce
some
Smoggy,
excitement?
and then
Yeah, they didn't
the
announce
reason for
Gideon
that, like,
until the casting or until the
yeah,
episode dropped,
until
right?
the episode, yeah.
Well,
So
like Lanfear was leaked, right? Like they didn't announce her either. So
yeah,
I just
Tigraine-
don't see why it's such a big deal to announce those things.
The only thing I can think too, and this is speaking from, again, like some of this is, I think, just based on my knowledge of like marketing and promotional stuff. And I feel like the common refrain I get a lot from people on, especially on social media, is like, why doesn't such and such promote their show better? And to that, I usually say, unfortunately, it's because when these companies make cuts and fire people, the promotion and marketing teams are usually the first ones to get the axe. And so when you think about a lot of these shows, they try to budget in the marketing. Like marketing is usually incorporated into a budget, and so if they're only going to say like, okay, so we have to start promote, like this to me indicates like this is when their marketing plan for season 3 is starting. Like the poster is going to be the first part of it, probably some kind of teaser, like just going off of educated guesswork, this weekend. And now is when the ball's going to start rolling. Like this is just based on, how I've seen shows, like other shows and networks and streamers or whatever, like do it in the past. But I just think it's an unfortunate consequence of the industry that a lot of people don't think about, is like the people that are on hand to do the work to promote and market the shows are just so scarce these days because they keep losing their, like, I don't want to be a downer about it, but I'm also like, I feel like I always see people go, well, I never even heard about this show, and like they weren't promoting it. It's like because they don't have any people on staff like whose job it is to promote. And so it's sort of a thing where I'm like, it's a double-edged sword of like people want to know when these shows are coming. I don't understand it myself. It kind of drives me crazy. I feel like, why wouldn't you want to have people? But unfortunately, it's like that's usually where when they're trying to like cut people to save money. That's usually, I always see, you'll look in the trades, like in Variety and Deadline report on this stuff all the time. And you'll read the headlines that when you see these companies like Paramount or whoever doing like huge rounds of layoffs, just look at the departments that they're cutting from, So it's like, it's marketing, it's publicity, it's like creative, it's editorial, like they start there. So it's that sort of where I always have to remind people, like, it's probably because they just don't have a big team. They don't have a big team, and they have to sort of like they have to sort of restrict the budget to like a certain time frame. So my thinking is, because this is the poster, like this is the beginning of season 3. So we're gonna start seeing, starting now until, and what's the sort of rumored thing been, like March or April next year?
Yeah,
sort of the like.
There's anything from it's about a month schedule. Somewhere between, I think it's the 7th of March. Obviously, Dusty was talking about earlier today, and then 5 weeks on from that, which is the date I've been pegging for a while. But I think Kevin Angus is looking at March 27th now. I think he's changed.
Yeah.
But I was
that sounds about right too. But
between there, like beginning of March and April 10th.
I also think, you have to think about too. I was just talking to a peer of mine about how they sort of rolled out season 2 for this show promotional wise, and the strikes. what impacted last year? The strikes really did impact our interviews for season 2. We had to do them a lot earlier than we normally do them because talent wasn't going to be available, because everybody knew that SAG was going to go on strike. So, and not every actor in the show is necessarily SAG. A lot of them are. I'm getting into how the sausage is made now, but like a lot of these actors are also like equity, which is technically not under Screen Actors Guild. So that's how like shows like House of the Dragon were able to keep filming, is because those actors were not SAG, they were equity. But like we had to do our season 2 interviews a lot earlier, because of the strikes that were, nobody was going to be allowed to promote. So my thinking is that we'll probably like post holiday, I would say, like early, if the show the show is going to premiere in like March or April, then I would say we're probably going to, they'll start reaching out for like interview stuff soon too. So it's I think this is the start. And everybody's going to have like a lot of stuff to get excited about week after week. But yeah, I just think there's always a timeline for these sorts of things, and they have to sort of keep to the timeline just because of, money reasons. That's sort of the long and short of it.
Yeah, I have a friend who does marketing, and they said the same thing. Like often, they're brought in. Oh, we're going to start doing it from here for like 2 months, and then off you go. And they've got to go find another job, sort of thing. So
I mean, look,
and that's just marketing in general, not specifically streaming.
Yeah,
stuff.
exactly, right. And you're right though. Like they usually do have a team that's not in house. They'll work with an outside marketing firm to sort of like liaise with them for the show. So again, that's like they're paying somebody usually to like help. But yes, to your point, like it's usually like we'll be in here for 4, 5, 6 months, whatever.
Yeah.
And then move on to helping market another property.
Yeah.
So
I was Zoe, sorry, Tigraine, before we move on to like premiere stuff, what do you think we're getting on Saturday? That's like so far we've got a possibility of like a teaser anywhere from 30 seconds to a minute and a half. Obviously we've got a date release, and Carly's thinking we're going to get some casting announcements. Do you think anything else we might get there, Tigraine?
I think that probably covers what I think are the possibilities. It would be cool if they did like an in-person casting announcement of like a major character.
So like Shure walks on stage.
yeah, like that would be awesome. I feel like last time around during a lot of these like panel stuff, they were really pushing Kiara Coveney as Elaine, and so I think if we have another like main person coming in, I think that would be really great to just kind of like be like, there they are. But yeah, honestly, I don't know. I would be very happy for a teaser, because I'll be honest with you, I had just like totally resigned myself to this could still be really far away and we're not going to get anything for a while. So I would be very pleased with honestly whatever scraps they give us at this point.
Yeah, I think when I saw the announcement from what series that one of the post-production companies on like CGI and effects and that was delivering their work by the beginning of December. I was like, either that is, they're working on a set number of episodes and it will just be there for previews and whatever, or they're working on a trailer specifically or a teaser or something. So like that gave me a lot of hope. And then I did hear rumors that we were getting a trailer, and then obviously Brave is confirming a date release. I don't think you do a date release without some form of a trailer.
I don't think you do.
Yeah,
I mean you could, but it seems silly to do that. Why not be like, it's coming out here and here's a little clip of what you'll see on that day,
or have it be like, here's a little clip, and then at the end ends with the date.
Yes,
dramatically.
It does.
I mean, we could just get a clip. I mean, we're all banking on a trailer, a teaser trailer, but we could just get a couple clips. So we don't know.
Yeah, but that's what we got last time they were at CCXP. We just got those two scenes that they never shared out. Obviously,
I was gonna say, wasn't that the one they never shared, and everybody just was like, "All right."
I think that was the Origins discussion, though, wasn't it? Wasn't the Malkier?
No, that Origins is at New York, right?
But it's at New York. Yes. Okay.
Kira was. They showed her scenes at Brazil,
right?
Because she was there with. Was it Yosha? No, it was Matt, right?
Kira there was Donal. Yeah. So, Jen was saying when Jen and Meg and I sat and talked about this, Jen was thinking that we wouldn't get scenes from anyone that wasn't. We would get scenes basically from the Aiel waste, because you've got Yosha there, you've got Maddie there. Why would you then? We know what, for those who have read the books, we know that here. We know we're going to the Two Rivers for all of that. And Carly, I know you can speak to this as well. Like the set is, I can't wait to see it. The set is so cool. Very lucky to have been there. But why would you show what's happening with Perrin and all that's going on in the Two Rivers in clips when you've got Yosha and Maddie sat there on the stage? So I think like if we do get clips, they're going to be your waste related, because that's where at least Yosha is guaranteed to be looking at this poster, but I would imagine Maddie's going to be as well.
Yeah.
Oh man, that brings up a really good question. Do you think that Maddie's going to be in the waste? Do you think she's actually going to go to the threefold land?
I don't know.
I don't
Tigraine,
know
what do you think?
is.
I feel like this will be a poll, but Tigraine, tell me what you think, and then Carly, where are you up to in the books, by the way? Like,
sorry, Carly.
No, it's fine. I'm on Lord of Chaos.
Oh, okay.
So great. I'm like 2 past. I mean, there's also hasn't there sort of been, but hasn't there also sort of been? I don't even know if it's been speculation that. Has Rafe talked about though that season 3 is going to adapt more than one book? I feel like there hasn't there. No, yeah. I couldn't remember. I feel like there was something early. Maybe I'm misremembering.
So no, you're right. Because Nerdist just reposted their article from like last March or something.
Yeah, and he did like a New York panel or something. It was like the New York Comic-Con panel. I feel like he said, we've done season 1's book 1, season 2's book 2. I feel like he did say season 3 was going to largely be a combination of 3 and 4. Or something?
I think they have to do
4 and 5 or something.
I thought season 2 was 2 and 3.
You're right. I think 4 and 5. I think it was.
Yeah.
Yes, because
I've heard rumors that there would be characters that are in book 5 that will appear in season 3.
That's it. And I think it was supposed to be like, 3 was going to be 4 and 5. Yeah, because I that's why I read. That's why I read both, because I was like, I don't know what they're gonna. Like, I wanted to sort of read ahead to kind of prepare myself, because every time I do interviews with them, it's really funny because I bring up book stuff and they're like, you really know this show, it's cool. Like, they get excited. So I was like, I'm gonna nerd out and like try to impress Rafe a little. But yeah, that's why I was trying to remember. I was like, why did I read 4 and 5? It's because I think he said as much that they were gonna. It was like at whatever New York Comic-Con panel or something, right? They had like that special event.
Here we go.
The previous poll, just before we carry on there, will there be other guests at CCXP beyond Rafe, Yosha, and Maddie? Kind of split. 54% say yes, 46% say no.
Oh yes, yeah, you're right. He said it would bring in elements from book 5.
Right, elements from book 5. Okay, yeah. Because remember initially, I remember hearing that it would be season 3's book 4, basically, like it's the Shadow Rising, which is pretty epic because that's when the season kind of just explodes. When the book series kind of explodes in terms of the world, like everything just goes, books 1, 2, and 3 are kind of a little narrow with some add-ins here and there at different places and different cultures and such. But then like Shadow Rising, it just goes, here's everything.
Yeah.
So yeah, elements of.
Which book is it? Is that the book when Egwene has to learn like from the wise ones? Which one is that? Because then she would be in the waste, right? Yeah. So
she should be, but how do we get her to the waste? I guess is my I don't know. They've done a lot of changing. I think oh my God.
People keep saying this. How do they get anywhere? They're all in the same place together. I don't understand why people how are they not going to get? How does she get to the waste with Rand? I'm like, we literally left them all on the tower together. Like,
so
she just goes with us.
The accepted test. That's the thing. That's the stickler, right? Like going to the tower to do the accepted test. That's the thing. That's what
I just don't think she does it. I just think they skip that.
You think they skip it?
Yeah, just she runs off.
I think it's too important to Egwene's arc to not have her go to the waste and train with the wise ones.
Yeah,
I don't think what happens later in her arc is very believable without that.
That's true.
So I think that is very important. With her character development, I would be a little upset if that did not happen.
Chat's like, look at this, Joe Perry. Also, hey Joe, you don't often hang out with Threefold, so glad you're here, man. Saying she's going for accept test and Meg's like disagree. She's going to the White Tower first.
Ooh, okay,
I feel like that's the next poll. Okay, because this one's been quite significant. Will Maddie be in the Aiel waste? 76% say yes. I mean, I didn't clarify when in season 3, so
right.
Yeah, that's where I'm sort of like, right, like what the structure, because I mean, they did have the set, so I'm sort of like,
maybe she just skips the acceptance test altogether. Who knows? we don't know what they're going to do.
I don't, even if she takes the accepted test, I don't know if they'll spend time showing it to us, just because we went so deep with Nynaeve last season that I feel like it could feel very repetitive.
It'll be like 12 months after the last season. Everybody will be accepted. Elaine, Egwene,
also,
everyone's accepted.
Isn't there like major speculation that the first episode, it's not going to be safe for them to return to the tower? Like, can they return to the tower at all based on what we think is happening first episode?
That's such a good point. Yeah,
the bananas or bonkers. 15 minutes
the bonkers
or whatever.
the bonkers
middle-aged women fighting scene.
Yeah, maybe that's it. Like, do you know
I'm
what?
all for that.
Yeah, just going full like coup or whatever.
Like, that's a great reason to justify them not returning, even though they're still novitiates. Like, they're still not full sisters. I think that's a great reason for Moraine to kind of be like, look, you know what? Yeah, don't go back. Like, so
yeah, because Moraine's all for breaking rules when needed.
Yeah,
you know? So she naturally like, do you know what? Maybe she gets the letter at the beginning, you know, and then when they go there, you know, she's like, well, yeah, you could have gone to the tower, but the letter said you would come with us, so I wanted to see what decision you make, and you know, you decided to come, and that made me think, okay, maybe this letter is legit, you know. So
well, plus, like, Moraine's gonna know immediately that Leandrin's Black Aja as soon as the scene after with the last scene of the season 2,
right?
Like, she's gonna know, and they're gonna be like, should we go back to the White Tower? Like, I don't know.
Yeah,
it's a good point.
That's a good point. Because there was like, it was hard for them to tell anyone right away in that way. So,
and not to get too far ahead, because Carly obviously hasn't read this, but the rules that apply to Egwene's future dealings throughout the books still apply for novices as they do accepted. You know,
right?
So,
yeah. It's more of a stretch, but
I think it is more of a stretch, absolutely. But you know, and I feel like I left that so vague that anyone who's read the books knows it. But if you haven't read the books, I've not spoiled anything, and I feel good about that.
If she doesn't go to the waste, like, let's say she doesn't because they just don't have time, right? And they only have 8 episodes. I really honestly don't know why we can't do more. But
it's an Amazon. I've looked into this.
It's so dumb. Like, I'm rewatching Outlander, and I'm just like, look, like, these are thick books. They need more than 8 episodes, and it works. But anyway, maybe she can dreamwalk training. Like, she, you know, gets accepted, and maybe she doesn't go to the waste, and maybe she just connects with Amis or whomever, and through the dream, and then that's how they train her. She just dreamwalks and trains, and doesn't actually physically go there. If she can't, like, if they can't fit it in, right? That would be the only way. So I'll miss all the like browbeating and stuff that happens in the waste, because that's some of my favorite parts, is when they're just shitty to Egwene and Abby, and they just make them do stupid shit.
Yeah, not like, putting aside the book fan in me for a moment.
Yeah.
I think the Aiel waste and what it opens up for, you know, new and exciting things for showing, just a show watcher. I think to spend time in the tower where you've already been and just repeat things that happen to characters in season 2 is a waste of screen time and a waste of just engagement with the people. Be like, let's, rather than send Egwene to the tower and put her through the rings and you know, the archway, and all that sort of stuff, send her off to the waste and get a training with someone different, and you can see someone of that level training in a very different way while we're experiencing the waste and a new culture and infighting and all those
and
other things.
Tel'aran'rhiod too.
And Tel'aran'rhiod, like,
we have to have all of that explained as well.
Yeah.
So it's just,
rather than send her off there, like, it's just it feels like a waste of capital property, IP, whatever you want to call it. It feels like a waste of screen time to be like, send her off to the tower, send her through the archways. Like, what's that? Like 5-10 minutes of screen time you've got to waste on that minimum.
Yeah, especially because they said like they kind of had to choose between book 2 and book 3 for Rand's arc because it was so repetitive. And I think they're really, really trying not to show us things that are like visually like, okay, well, here's the same scenario again, but it's a different character, or it's slightly different in a different location. So yeah, I totally agree. I agree with you, Rob, that
Like you've got to sell the show a little bit. And what better than sell the show? They've clearly spent money going to wherever they filmed The Waste and all the things they'll put there, you know. And yes, they have the White Tower set. You know, Carly and I have been there. It's stunning, but you know, you don't need to repeat scenes unless it's really, really pivotal to the story. And I don't think there's a big enough difference between novice and accepted for a show watcher to warrant spending the screen time.
That's true. That's such a
maybe
good
it's
point.
just Eggy and Elaine cheersing about they're like, this is what happened to me when I was in there. Let me have some more of your beer. Like, maybe it's just them like having memories and talking about what happened, and it's just flashbacks of a couple scenes.
That's true.
Yeah. Hear me out. We open on Egwene's hand with the ring on it in The Waste. Also possible.
You know, we've done this. Don't explain anything in the past opening, you know, season before. I mean, why not do it again?
Why don't we talk about Loyal in episode 108? Like, you know, I still think.
Did we forget he got stabbed? I don't know.
Exactly. Yeah,
it happened.
I forgot about that.
I work with a guy who's a big fantasy reader, and I found out he's a bit of a book cloak. So I immediately was like, okay, not having this conversation. But he was just like, yeah, like it's a you know, said all these awful things about the show, like because they just killed a major character in like season 1 and then didn't say anything and just brought him back in season 2, like no one would notice. And I was like, who do you mean? He's like, oh, the big guy like works for trees and stuff, because clearly he knows what he's talking about by that sentence. And I was like, do you mean Loyal? And he's like, yeah. I was like, well, that was a dream sequence. Obviously, selling my own theory. I was like, that's a dream sequence. And he was like, nah, don't buy it. But, you know, there are things that just don't get explained or don't matter. And I don't know. I think you could just skip the tower and just have your fight in your bananas or bonkers or whatever scene there with the middle-aged women and all that chaos. I think that's a better sell for the set. That's a better use of the screen time for a place we've already been to. And then, send the kids off everywhere else.
Yeah, maybe Eggy's there helping fight that fight, and then they scooch her and everyone else out. Like they all just scatter. This one they go to Tanchico or wherever they're going. Ibudar, you know, they just all like get rid of them. So and you go this way, let's get to the way gate. Let's use more way gates. Can't wait.
More way gates.
More way gates. Way gate.
It took a few seasons, but Twitter of Chaos finally got us onto Waygates.
They don't bother me, but
no, we were so upset about that originally, and now we're just like, yeah, use Waygate, it's okay, you know.
That's why nobody liked Carly's poster she was talking about. Everyone was so pissed about the actual Waygate of it all. They didn't realize what a great poster it was. It was such a good poster, but everyone was mad. What did you leave?
Yeah.
Well, I have to jump, you guys. It's coming on my bedtime.
Oh, that's fair.
I unfortunately still have work tomorrow. I can't just wheel of time all the time.
Yeah, I'm lucky that this dropped on a Thursday where I'm off tomorrow anyway, so it's kind of like scheduled in luckily for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you for joining us, Tigraine.
Of course.
Bye,
looking forward to Saturday, and feel free to come join the stream on Saturday if you want to, and just squeal about Aiel stuff.
What time are we starting the stream, Rob?
So Saturday, Kevin Angus and I will be live from 4 p.m. Eastern. We were going to do 5:30 because of when we thought the panels were starting, but obviously we heard about the Thunder Stage and things like that, and Kevin and I were like, screw it, let's just go early. So we're kicking off at 4 o'clock Eastern.
Or Eastern.
We are still filling guest spots. We're not going to do 12 hours. I do have work on Sunday. I scheduled with my boss as soon as it's supposed to. I was like, I need to start later on Sunday. Is that okay? Because I normally start like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm like, can I start like 4 or 5? Because I'm probably not going to go to bed till like 5 in the morning, thanks to this.
Yeah.
So I actually can't afford to do a 12-hour live stream. But I will be live for like, I don't know, 5-6 hours easily.
Okay, maybe I'll come jump on Saturday then.
Absolutely. So, but yeah, thank you for hanging out. It's great to see you. You should come back more
often. Yay!
Okay. Yeah, we miss you. Thanks, Tigraine.
Bye.
Carly, I was going to ask you about, you mentioned obviously doing stuff early for season 2 because we couldn't do, all the stuff with anyone who was in SAG and just all of the stuff there was happening with that. Have you heard anything about a premiere for season 3?
I have not. I will say
we're getting a premiere for season 3 like we got for season 1.
I don't know. What did we get for season 1? Was it the whole like I don't even remember.
First 2 episodes in certain cities.
Oh yeah.
So it was there's an IMAX just across the Thames in London. I forget the actual name of this place, but it's like in the center of a roundabout. It's actually the walkway into it is not cool. That surprised me. Like I've been there for other movies, but yeah, there was a premiere there, and a whole bunch like Dusty, Ableist, Critter, Daniel Green. They all got to do like interviews on the blue carpet. I was lucky enough to be invited, and I just went and just had a great time and hung out. Actually, I hung out with Julia Howland. She literally sat 2 seats away from me, and like we just hung out and chatted. It was really cool. But yeah, there was like all the cast and such were there, and yeah, it was just like rolling interviews and stuff. And we were sat inside the cinema, and they were playing the stream from the official Prime YouTube account or whatever it was type thing. So we were watching interviews as they were happening type thing. But yeah, like premiere and some sort of blue carpet event. I think it would happen this year. They couldn't do it for season 2.
Yeah.
You know, obviously
it'd be great if they did.
Yeah. I think it'd be great. Do many shows? I've not really looked. Do many shows do big premieres, Carly? Is that a common thing for?
Not well. No, I mean Amazon does put on like not local. I'll say like major cities because I remember I did just see because I'll get like emails that are like, oh, photos from the event screening of like I just saw they did one for that that show, the Sticky, the Margot Martindale show. So they just had like so sometimes they'll do like localized red carpets in like New York or LA. And I feel like they did one for Rings of Power too. They've done Rings of Power. Like, so like it's not, there's usually like premiere event screenings for some of these shows. So I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility.
That's fair. Okay.
Yeah, so they've done like the big, first 2 episodes. I mean, Disney just did it for Skeleton Crew too.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've got actually a friend I made in Prague. She went to the Rings of Power and Sticky, so that's why I felt it was a thing. But now you said maybe it's just an Amazon thing, which also I'm not going to be upset about. Let's ask people what they think. In this poll, will Maddie go to the White Tower before she goes to the Waste? Very split, 56-44. But 56 yes. So weirdly enough, 70% said yes, she'll go to the Waste, but now half of the people saying she'll go to the White Tower first as well. So interesting.
We will see.
Will we get season? What's your bet, Lemise? What would you say if you had to say yes or no on that poll? Will Egwene go to the tower before the Waste? Do you say yes or no?
I mean, I have 2 brains on the thing. I think she needs to have some of her accepted tests on screen.
Okay.
Do I think we're going to see it while she's actually at the tower? I don't know. Like, I think it could be a memory. It could be, so I don't know. I think she will go to the Waste to do her accepted test, but I don't know if we're going to actually see that happen or just talk about it later.
Okay. Fair enough.
I don't know how to put that in a yes or no poll. I'm not a black and white person, Rob. Too much gray area.
That's fair. All right. Is there anything we haven't covered? I mean, obviously we can just carry on speculating. We can carry on speculating for season 3 so much. This was posted by Davina. Apologies, forget Davina's last name now that I've said this. But has put the Road to the Spear draws near on her Instagram story post sharing that. That was very, very cool.
Costume, right? Or is she makeup?
That was it. Costume.
She's hair and makeup.
Hair and makeup. Right.
Yeah, she's hair and makeup, and Sharon is costume.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
Because I nerded out with Davina about the Nynaeve braid.
Oh my god.
Oh, of course. Yeah. No, I just realized who Davina actually is. She was at the Prague event, wasn't she, Carly?
Yeah.
Yeah. There we go.
Yeah, she has like the dark short like curly hair. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
She's in that interview with the 5 of them on the bar stool.
Yeah, she did the for your consideration panel that my coworker Perry hosted when it was like during like award nomination season. So it was like her and Sharon. It was her and Sharon and Rafe and producers, I think, right? Was that one?
That was a really good interview. Please tell Perry that. Like, that was such a fun interview.
Yeah, genuinely, it was great to watch, and everyone got some time. It was just so much fun. It was Rafe,
Rosamund, and it was Rosamund and Daniel too.
Daniel, and then
Davina and Sharon.
Sharon and Davina.
Yeah.
So Sharon's so nice. Seriously, she's honestly so cool. I love the Instagram post she was doing. So
yeah, when I talked to her during the set visit, and it was so funny because I was asking her questions, and she was like, "I can't say that; it's a spoiler. How do you like?" She was like, "You really know?" Because I asked her, I brought up how Leandrin's red was darker than the other red, the other red costumes. And I was like, is that because you're using the costumes to hint at her sort of being black, like secretly being black? And she was like, how do you know that? She was like, shh, don't say it. No, it's fine. But I think like,
I loved it, yeah.
But I think there is merit to, like we were going over like the Aiel costumes and stuff. They do put little Easter eggs in there all the time. So I think it's not going down the rabbit hole to look at all those little details, because I did try to ask her about a lot of those, and she was like, oh yeah, good eye. So I think she appreciates it when fans notice that kind of stuff, because I think a lot of times they don't expect people to pick up on it.
No, they really don't. She mentioned a lot of things when we were chatting to her as well. We actually asked about like the horns on one of the outfits being made of like raven feathers, and she describes trying to do hair and different things. It was this whole like introduce the hair versus hood conversation instantly, and then we went on to feathers instead, which was quite funny. And we said, like, did you do that deliberately because of the raven connection to the Shan-Chan in the books? And she sort of blinked and was like, no, there's a connection. And we explained, and she's like, well, there we go, the wheel weaves as the wheel wills. And I was like, yes. But yeah, there's so many details in these things, which is amazing. So yeah, I definitely think with Davina just posting, sorry to hide you again, Carly, for a moment, I don't want
to you're fine
to do that. Not that one, that one saying the road to the spear draws near just really gives me so much Aiel. I know it's going to be Aiel Heaven season 3, like Rafe said that somewhere at some point, but I'm just really, really excited about that. So, Amis, anything else you want to add?
I mean, I feel like we can do a part 2, 3, 4, and 5 in the next few weeks. So we will have so much to talk about next week and maybe this weekend. And we have it. I mean, we were focusing on Aiel today, obviously, because of the poster, and because obviously we love Aiel, but we should definitely talk about what everyone else is doing too.
Yeah, we'll do that in the following episodes.
Who is going to be in the waste? We see Rand, we see Moraine. Do we think Matt's going to be there? Those are the questions that
there's a lot. I saw a lot of Matt debate in chat tonight, and I wasn't keeping track of it well enough to be like, actually pull that out. But yeah, we'll do a Matt discussion next time. Carly, anything before we wrap up you want to add in or chat about quickly?
I don't think so. I mean, I'm excited for Saturday though. Whatever. I always like just camping out and like watching, stuff roll in. So
yeah.
And like I told, it was so funny because Kevin DM'd me the other day and was like, have you heard anything about a trailer? And I said, well,
is that Kevin Angus?
Yes. And I said, well, if I did, I couldn't say. But what
my contacts at Amazon say that to me all the time, but I can't actually comment. I can't. Well, they can't even say no. They just can't comment. It's hilarious.
No, what I did tell him though is what tends to happen, which is, and Amazon is one of the few streamers that's very good about doing this with us. That they will tell us like it's coming. Here's like the link, and then it's like under embargo for like a certain time. So like they give us a heads up and like we can prep, and then so we know like when it's coming. But that's about us, they'll usually give us a little bit of a heads up to be like, it's coming, here it is, So
Amazon, I'm happy to sign that NDA. I'm quite happy to do that. This. Thank you. Please. Yes. I'm super excited for the weekend. Folks, please come back here on Saturday, 4 p.m. Eastern. Kevin Angus and I will be here with a revolving door of guests and chaos. I am trying to pull in every favor I can to work some extra magic, which I currently feel is not going to pull off. But you know what? I'll keep kicking those stones over and seeing what I can get. You never know.
You never know.
You never know.
I feel like Kevin's Kevin was doing the math on the premiere date. Like
Yes.
I don't know. I was like, I think it checks out. Like
yeah, I think he's up to like, is it March 27th? He says now.
27th, I think he changed.
Well, he said the 27th, and then it was so funny that everybody kept saying like it's going to be March 7th because of the number of spears in the
Geeky says the 14th
poster. Yeah.
So.
Right. Yeah. So if it was, I'm looking at the dates.
It would be technically they tend to say. They do say technically most of the time on these shows it's a Friday premiere, but because of time zones, it'll premiere for a lot of people on the Thursday night.
Right.
Yeah, which is why I've been saying April 10th, because that's a Thursday, because I'm going off the American of when it will release, even though it would be the 11th for me here. But yeah, Kev's going for the 27th, which is a Thursday in March.
Who gets a prize if they, what is it? It's going to be like
the night of the 13th.
Prices Right rules closest without going over.
Yeah, closest without going over. I don't know. Someone was very kind because I've been posting a countdown on BlueSky. I decided to just, go all in and see if I'm right, then I look amazing. If I'm wrong, well, I'm always wrong, so it's fine. So I've been doing a countdown to April 10th, and someone posted a reply to me today because I then added, we'll find out Saturday how right or wrong I am. And so they replied like, if you're plus or minus 30 days, I count that as a win. I was like, well, then I definitely won because I know it's plus or minus 30 days. Like there's so much evidence to point to that. I think I'd be, if it was more than 30 days prior, I think I'd be shocked. And if it was more than 30 days after, well, I'd just be so depressed. I don't think Rosamund would have time to actually do proper promotional material, like do interviews and premieres and such, because she's got that play coming up in July that she'd have to be rehearsing for and stuff. So but yeah, I don't mind if it comes out April 10th or 11th technically for me, then episode 7 drops on my birthday, so I'm not going to argue too much.
I was going to say if it's April 10th or 11th, that's like 2 days before my birthday, so
there we go. Yeah,
if it drops March 14th, that's 2 days after my name day, so anytime between my birthday's a whole month, so anytime in March 12th to March.
It can drop on Friday 4th April.
That's perfect.
Friday 4th, Thursday 3rd type thing, because then I would get the finale on my birthday.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, and also that would be the Thursday night, Friday morning. That's sort of JordanCon weekend, so that would also just.
I kind of hope they don't drop multiple episodes at first, but
I think we'll still get
more than 2. I don't want 3.
No, it's usually. I feel like it's usually 2 episode premiere and then
3 sometimes. So I don't want 3.
That's fair. All right, wrapping up. End the poll. 58% say yes to a season 3 premiere. Folks, be here Saturday with Kevin and I and a revolving door of guests, and come back every Thursday as we just do more and more season 3 talk. Thank you for joining us again, Carly. I know you're busy. At some point, maybe your schedule will let you join us all the time. But you're always welcome anytime. Just hop in.
So good to see you.
But yeah, thank you so much, everyone, and we will we'll see you Saturday. So let me play that video. Bye.